something that's just enough to kind of get you through the first couple of months, maybe your first year that you're working with them, because you're going to probably be trained by this employer. But that's just the first really reality of it. Hey there, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Now, my goal set at this video is to walk you through the process of why you can't really earn six figures as a virtual assistant if you don't have any experience. Now, if this is your first time on my channel, my name is Lacaba. Been working from home since I was 15 years old, and now run my own virtual assistant company here in the Philippines. And I post videos every Sunday and Thursday on how to work from home and how to have a business from home. So make sure to hit the subscribe button right there so you don't miss any of my videos. Now, this is not to discourage you from becoming a virtual assistant if your goal is to get to six figures. This is not to tell off people who are trying to sell a course or a service or whatever that they can get you to six figures right away without experience as a virtual assistant. And this is just something that I've seen too many times on different social media of like how you can earn six figures right away without experience as you're getting started working from home, and why will actually really hurt a lot of people, this kind of thinking, because the reality is one out of maybe 1,000 or 10,000 you can find an employer who's willing to pay you that much to be their virtual assistant. But in reality, it's just going to be really harder for you to sell yourself if you don't have any experience. And I'm going to outline to you guys the different reasons why. Now, this is going to be a little bit more serious than my usual videos, because this is something that, again, is going to hurt other people as other people keep pushing this idea of like you can, make six figures right away, no experience, you could be fresh graduate. And again, you can find those clients, but it's going to be a little bit harder. And I'm going to explain why from a business person point of view, from someone who runs and hires virtual assistants, and what you can also do. That's the other thing that I'm going to walk you guys through, is what you can do to get to the point where you're earning six figures. Now, the first thing that I'm going to say, and this is just, again, the reality of all of it, is you can't earn six figures because you don't really know what to do yet. It's as simple as this. If you were a business owner and you had no idea how to do social media, why would you hire someone who also has no idea on how to do social media? Why would you hire someone who doesn't have any experience on it? It's kind of just that logic of why would you hire someone to do something you can't do and they can't also do it themselves. So it's just that. It's whenever someone's hiring for any position, whether it's virtual assistant, bookkeeper, salesperson, marketing person, it's because they're trying to solve a problem in their business that they can't solve anymore because they feel overwhelmed, they feel tired, they're doing everything in their business on their own. And so you're coming in, when you're getting hired by someone, you're coming in to help them solve a particular problem. Now, if you can't solve the problem, they can't pay you as much as they can. So the ideal is when you don't have any experience, they probably will start you off at something that's a little bit just more mid. It's not right away just fresh, no experience with the lowest pay. Probably somewhere in the midsection of something that's just enough to kind of get you through the first couple of months, maybe your first year that you're working with them, because you're going to probably be trained by this employer. But that's just the first really reality of it, is you're not the person who can help them solve their problem. So even if you come in and you're willing and you're able and you've done, YouTube, you've gotten certifications, if you still don't have the experience, it's going to be hard for them to see the value of working with you if, again, you can't prove or you can't show for anything that you can actually help them. When you're being employed by an employer, it really is that you have to help them make more money than how much they're paying you. Again, that's just the reality of it. If the business that you're working with is making 100,000 pesos, and let's say your pay is 20,000 pesos, that's already 20% of how much they're making in their business. Now imagine if they stayed that way. Let's say because you didn't have experience, they're still training you, you're still learning the different things, and they're still making 100K in their business. In the long run, that business will start losing money because they're putting in a lot of this effort to pay you when they're only earning really this much. So the thing is, when you start earning them, let's say you help them directly with their marketing or their sales, or you've supported the owner enough that they're now starting to earn 200K. That doesn't mean that you get jumped to 40K to your pay just because you were able to help them in that way. That means some of their expenses would have also gone up, as is a natural thing when it comes to growing a business. They will need to get new software or better software than the one that they have so they can service their clients or their products better. They're probably going to hire other people who will need that pay to help support you and them. So it's going to be that growth of, it's not just because what you're doing directly does impact the company. That doesn't always mean that you will will get direct income from that, unless you went with a commission-based pay where you get a certain amount of percentage for every sale. Usually, if someone is just starting out, or if someone has been doing this for a while but hasn't been able to go over that next limit, it's going to be harder for them to give you that money right away. Now, that's just one of the first reasons. One is you are not going to help them solve their problem. You're probably going to be the person that are going to put in a lot of training and thought and other expenses on just to kind of keep you on as you're learning the other skills. Another reason is you have no knowledge of tools. You have no knowledge on how to use certain tools that they might use, or they might even have you research how to use things, but you only know the basics. But so it's going to be harder for you to give them suggestions on how to, hey, we can optimize using this tool better. You can use this tool instead of that tool because I researched it and looked into it. You don't know yet what you don't know. You don't know how to look for tools that will be helpful for your client. You don't know how to look for tools that will be helpful for you even. So it's just a matter of you don't know what you don't know. You don't know specifically what could help because you're still doing this. You're still learning everything as you go on. Another reason is you don't know yet how to handle client relations. You don't know how to handle your client. You don't know yet how to ask for certain things that you might need as a resource, because all of this are things that you're going to learn as you're gaining experience. You're going to learn the discernment basically, or the triggers of like, hey, now I can ask my boss for this. Of, hey, maybe this is not the best time to ask them. Or you might also have to learn how to handle their clients, like how to make sure that they feel taken care of and learning all of that. And again, this is mostly at the beginning. The funny thing is, as you start learning more and more experience, the more it's going to be just automatic for you to do certain things. But you can't have this at the start because you don't know what you don't know. You also don't have the personal experiences to handle different things as they come up. The first few times that you make an error, you might freak out and panic a little bit, but then as you've gone through a bunch of those maybe, then you know how to problem solve, you'll know how to do a little bit of critical thinking to be able to solve the problem that they're trying to solve. Again, the bottleneck of this is, yes, you can chase after going to a high-paying industry, a high-paying job. You can look at Upwork, or you can look at different job sites where they pay people right away this high-paying job, but you also have to do a lot of the work yourself, of training yourself, of gaining that experience, of seeing if this is even something that you want to do. You might have picked a skill that you didn't even want to do in the long run. My different pieces of advice on how you can get to 6 digits as a virtual assistant is this. 1, give yourself some time. Give yourself some slack. Gain some experience. Stick to a company for at least 2 to 3 years so you can learn how systems grow and how systems work. Usually when people don't really stick with a company for too long, they don't see that growth. They don't see the value of what it is that they do. Second is give yourself a lot of training. Join, get certifications, this whole YouTube university where you can learn from a lot of other experts on how they do what they do. 3 is make friends, or make friends with people in your industry. That way you get their best practices and how they do things. You can ask them for advice whenever you come across things, and work on yourself. Self-development books, self-development courses, so then you can get the confidence to also be able to sell yourself at that higher price. I remember when I first started selling our services into XU, I was so scared to be able to say, hey, this is our price point. This is actually the value of our business. So it took me a while to kind of get used to this is how much we're charging. Now I can confidently say it, but it took me a while to get there. I had to build up my own knowledge. Same thing, advice, build up your training. I had to talk to other people, other resources, how they did this. I kept upgrading our services and systems inside of 2XU so we can serve our clients better. I did a lot of things to be able to set it up where we can charge at this moment. So yes, you probably can't charge 6 digits right off the bat as you're starting out as a virtual assistant, but there's a lot of things that you have to learn, things that you have to experience, and again, gaining that confidence within yourself, that belief that you can charge this high before you can actually get there. You can't cross the bridge if the bridge isn't there. You can't, do bungee jumping if you're too scared of heights. You have to have that first step of gaining confidence within yourself, making your skills better, and also finding opportunities that match what it is that you want in life. Again, think of it always long term. If you jump into a skill just because it's high paying, into an industry just because it's high paying, but it's not a good match for you, brave enough to say, hey, I don't think it's gonna work out in the long run. And that's fine, because there will be other and better opportunities for you as you get better and better as a virtual assistant, as you gain more experience, as you just grow as a person. And that's really the true way that you can get to a six-figure pay is when you are solving six-figure problems. But it's just the reality of it is that if you are making six digits and you are not helping solve a lot of the problems of the company, you become a cost rather than an asset in your client's business. So these are just different things that you can keep in mind. Is seniority won't give you six digits. Being in a company for so long won't give you digits, because you might just be solving the same problem over and over again, which then your value kind of plateaus. So try to find new challenges, new ways to do things, new ways to challenge yourself, because then that's how you raise your own value to get to where your goal is, whatever that goal would be. Just keep in mind that you have to do the work. All of these other gurus and courses, selling all of these, yes, it's possible, definitely. But you still need the experience to actually know what to double check, if you know what to double check, how to solve certain problems for your clients so they can see more of your value, and also how to get yourself to see your value. Now, if you guys like this video, and hopefully you did, and again, this was a little bit more serious than I usually would do, but it was something that I was just seeing a lot more and more, and I wanted to address it right off the bat as someone who does a lot of videos on how to be a virtual assistant. Is you can't earn it right away, but you can get there. So if you guys like this video, make sure to hit the thumbs up button right there and comment below any questions that you have about being a virtual assistant. I'll be more than happy to make a future video of that. And if you still haven't, make sure to hit the subscribe button right there so you don't miss any of the videos every Sunday and Thursday on how to work from home and how to have a business from home, which you guys can check out those two playlists right here and the latest video right here. I hope you guys have an awesome day. Remember that small steps matters, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.